話をか。
Tearmoon Empire episode number 10. So I feel, my friends, like I keep it pretty real and I keep it pretty honest between you and between I think I keep this honesty train rolling, and I'm gonna be real honest and transparent with you guys. I watched episode number 10, and in no way, shape, or form did I think it was a bad episode. I think it was a good episode of Tearmoon Empire. I don't think it was the best, but I think it was a good episode. Genuinely, no facetiousness, no sarcasm there. I genuinely think it was a good episode of Tearmoon Empire. Like I said, I don't think it was the best, but here's the thing. What's going on? I feel lost. So, like, and when I say I feel lost, like, I don't necessarily mean like I have no idea what the hell is happening. Like, I have a genuine like understanding, like a general understanding. Like, I know what's going on. You know, I saw them head towards, you know, 𝐒𝐴ble. I saw them head towards, you know, the government, and they're trying to go and negotiate taxes to see if they can stop this instigation of rebellion and see if they can get this pulled back. I understand all of that. I get that. Where I'm confused, or I guess where I'm a little lost in the sauce, is so this episode, they were going to take a carriage to go meet up with Nightwood and the other folks based on where they think that they're at, which is at the place where 𝐒𝐴ble is currently, or at least some semblance of that general area. Okay, so I get that. They end up hoofing it to this next town, and in this next town, Mia gets abducted by the revolutionary, and she gets abducted by the revolutionary because someone said that she's an obstacle, so they have to you know, take her out, and they need to like remove her from the equation. Okay, I understand that. She's got a lot of people, a lot of enemies out there, but they keep mentioning this gem guy. Which I'm like, okay, this name sounds familiar, but who is this person exactly? Is this the blonde dude in the manor who was trying to instigate a war with the maid and stuff? And then on the topic of that, the maid, is she bad? Is she good? Is she a double agent? Is she like a triple agent? Like, who's this maid? Okay. So that's the one part. So who's this gem person? I was like, oh, well, maybe it's this girl's brother who released her and then tried to befriend her. Very weird stuff there. And then she was like, oh, well, my brother's leading this. And I was like, oh, her brother is Gem. And then no, her brother's some other guy. And then they were like, oh, get Mia. They're like, oh, no, don't get Mia. And then she's like, oh, let the kids, let Sion and Mia speak. And he's like, oh, let her speak. And he's like, ha, I will let them speak. It's like, what the freak is going on? So I'm just trying to make heads or tails. Originally, I thought that there was a rebellion in 𝐒𝐴ble's country due to taxes, and now we're finding out a bunch of different nuance to, well, it's not just black and white. There is a rebellion, but it's not because of taxes, because of this other guy, and it's not the king that's being held captive, it's some duke, and the duke was for the people, and in her past timeline, the duke got killed, and she got blamed for killing that duke because he was for the people, and that now is back here again. It's like, I feel just a little lost in the sauce, and I don't think I paid attention, and I can regurgitate, and I can reenact, or I can retell what happened this episode to you. I just feel lost in the sauce, and I don't feel like this episode did a good. I feel like they were like, okay, we need to tell our audience these 12 things, but then they did a very shoddy job of explaining the 12 things that they needed to convey to us, and then I'm just like, I feel overloaded, and I'm like, do I need to go watch this episode 2-3 more times? It's like, no, F it. I'm not gonna do that. It was a good episode, but it wasn't good enough to rewatch again. It was a little bit boring. So I don't want to watch this again. So hopefully you guys can connect the dots of what the hell I'm missing in the comments down below, assuming that you know more than I do, which probably do. So please set me straight in the comments down below, because I'm just like, what is really going on? Like, what are we doing? What is all this here? Last couple of things I'll say is we have 2 more episodes, 11 and 12, I think it is. Is there 13 by Silverlink? Let me see. No, there's 12 episodes. So there's 2 more episodes left, 11 and 12. Before the end of the season, and the main goal was avoid the guillotine. I think we've, for the most part, besides Mia putting herself in more nefarious, potentially life-ending situations that doesn't lead to a guillotine but could lead to death. For the most part, the main goal, avoid the guillotine, she did that. Does that mean she avoided death? Not necessarily, but she did avoid the guillotine. So the main crux of the show, complete. I feel satisfied with that. I'm just wondering how they're going to end it or where we're going to end. Is it going to be a reuniting with Abel? Is it going to be like, what's the sauce at the end? You know what? I don't want to keep saying sauce. What's the thing at the end? And hopefully we end the season with a we'll be back. I would love to see a message that says like we'll be back again. Because I do think Tearmoon, I don't know how much material there is in the source, but I think it definitely deserves a season dose. All right, let me know what you guys thought of the episode and just clear my confusion in the comments down below. Help your friend out. All right, my friends, I'm going to see you guys next week for episode number 11. Been a pleasure as always. I'll see you then.